My name is Toyosi Labeldo. I'm the principal immigration consultant of TrueLink Immigration Services. TrueLink is a travel agency. We have a head office in Edmonton, Canada, and we have a branch office in Nigeria. And today we're going to be talking about easy ways that you can use to migrate to Canada in 2022. Easy ways by which you can use to migrate to Canada in 2022. So before I go on, I would like to encourage you to follow us on our social media channels. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Our handle is our TrueLink Travel. And when you follow us on YouTube, when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, don't forget to click on the bell button so that when we send any updates, you will actually be the first to get to know about it. So the topic for today is easy ways that you can use to migrate to Canada in 2022. Why is this topic very important? Why is it important? 2021 is almost over. Today is the 18th day of December 2021. So we have less than 13 days for this year to end. 13 days. And there are actually over 80 programs that you can actually use to migrate to Canada. There are over 80 programs, so many of them. Despite this, yeah, everyone cannot be eligible for all the programs. In fact, that's why there are so many programs. So you can, if you're not eligible for one, you should be able to see one that you're eligible for, or you should be able to see one that you can work on it, and later on become eligible for it. Especially when you know the criteria and you know what the program entails. Then all you just need to do is go back inside, go back home, work on yourself, get the requirement of the program. Once you have it, then you can apply. So today we're going to discuss a few of them. We can't discuss all the programs today. There's over 80 of them, but I just selected a few that I will just talk briefly about, and if you have questions, I'll be able to answer your questions on them. So I'm talking to you today in my capacity as a Canadian licensed immigration consultant. So you should know that on that basis, I assist people who wants to migrate to Canada, and I'm very knowledgeable about most of these programs. So now the target for immigration for 2021 was fixed at 401,000. That was fixed around this time last year. 401,000. And I tell you that as at today, as at November, out of that 401,000, 361,000 has landed as permanent residents in Canada out of the 401,000. Meaning that we have less than 45,000 that will land this month and the quota will be met. With these statistics, it's actually clear and obvious that Canada is likely going to meet the target for 2021, despite the COVID-19 pandemic issue. Yeah. So if out of 401,000, 361,000 has already landed as at November. In fact, November 2021, 47,000 immigrants landed in Canada. 47,000 in November 2021. So if they are able to get 45 or 40 something thousand that remains this December, then the quota for 2021 has been met. Now the quota for next year is out already. Canada intends to bring in 411,000 immigrants in 2022. 411,000 immigrants. Are you going to be one of them? The race has started. You don't have to wait till 2022 to start. It is now. If you're going to be one of them, then this is a good time to start. This is December. You don't have to wait till 2022 to start to join. You can start now. So if you really want to be one of the 411,000 that will become permanent residents of Canada in 2022, you need to watch this video. You also need to share the video with your friends and family members that you think might be interested in migrating to Canada in 2022, because some of the things I'm going to talk about here will actually help them to plan. So for those that want to do what we call DIY, do it yourself, yeah, you can listen to what I'm saying here and use that as a guide to help you in the process of what you want to do by yourself. So, easy ways to migrate to Canada in 2022. As I said earlier on, there are over 80 programs. Over 80 programs are available that you can use to migrate to Canada. So the first one I want to talk about is, I'm sure most of us know about this, the popular program. That's the program that most people know about, Express Entry. I think everybody should know about this. Majority know about this program, Express Entry. But it's not all about the program that they know. They don't know everything about the program. They have an idea of, maybe those outside Canada know more about the Federal Skilled Worker Program. The Express Entry was started in 2015, and the Express Entry includes Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trade Program, and the Canadian Experience Class. For this year, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Federal Skilled Worker draws were paused. In fact, the last draw they had for under the Federal Skilled Worker category was December 23, 2020. And since then, they've had no draw at all for that category. And this was because of the COVID-19. There were a lot of restrictions all around, so people were not able to do biometrics. People were not able to get police clearance. People were not able to get their transcripts. Schools were closed down. A lot of issues. So right now they have a backlog of over 500,000 of applications from that category, which I'm sure right now they are working on seeing how to clear it. And that's why there's been a pause. They need to clear out those backlogs so that they can resume that. And apart from that, government is even planning to reform the Express Entry. Plans are in place to change a lot of things about it. We're waiting to hear from them. I'm sure very soon we would actually get to know the latest update about that. But plans are ongoing right now to reform it. But as it is, it's still one of the programs that you can use to come to Canada, especially if you're outside Canada. So for that, all you just need to do, create a profile for yourself and make sure you maximize your points in all categories as much as you can. So if you're language, make sure you maximize your points, get the highest point that you can get, so that at least you can be in the top of the pool, because it's a draw. So they're not likely going to take people that have very low points. Not likely. So the more points you have, the higher the likelihood that you'll be selected. So it is good that you maximize your points. If you have a master's, evaluate it. If you have a PhD, evaluate it so that you can get the maximum point for education, get the maximum point for language. If you have relatives in Canada, everything you have, just put it there so that you can get points for that. And once you get points for that, at least when they do the next draw, that means you are prepared. So you can actually use the Federal Skilled Express Entry, the Federal Skilled Worker Program. You can use that to migrate. That's one of the popular programs that you can use. Another category under the Express Entry is the Federal Skilled Trade. It's not a many people don't know about this, but this is also a program that you can use to migrate. We have assisted many people migrate through that program too. And so if they have particular traits that they're looking for. So if you fall under that category, you can use that to come. They have particular NOCs that falls under the Federal Skilled Trade. So if you're a welder, you're a carpenter, you're a mechanic, you are a baker, chef, and co, you should be able to use that program to migrate. So once your NOC falls under the category of the federal skill trade, that's a good program that you can use. And the cutoff mark for that is quite low. It's always quite low, very low. When federal skilled worker program uses like 460, 480, at times the cutoff mark for federal skill trade can be 250 or even less than that. So for those that have the skills that fall under the federal skill trade, you can easily use that also to migrate. Then we also have the Canadian experience class, which is a category under the expert entry also, but this is for people that have studied in Canada or those that have worked in Canada. So if you fall under that category, you can also use that to migrate. And I remember that the draw for the Canadian experience class came down to 75 from 460. Yeah, from over 400, they brought down to 75. That was February 13th, 2021, which means that the draws, the points, the cutoff points they use for these draws can be brought down at any time. So just get yourself ready. Make sure you're inside there. Imagine those that are not in the pool. Maybe they say, "Oh, the cutoff mark has already over 400. I don't have up to 400." They brought down the cutoff mark to 75, and almost everybody that were in the pool were able to apply. So and we don't know what they would do. They can even do that for federal skilled workers too. They can do it for federal skilled trade. You can do it. So get yourself ready, put yourself in the pool, and wait for the draw. So that if they bring down the cutoff mark to very low, at least you are in there already. You can be taken and you can move on from there. One of the things they are suggesting for the expert entry is that they now want to be using. They are suggesting that they are going to be using occupations to invite people. So unlike before, where they just invite everybody that has any score above the cutoff points that they use. This time around, they can decide that, oh, okay, we want nurses now. So those maybe that means if you have a low point and you meet the minimum mark that they want, you fact that your point is low in the pool. So that's why we're waiting for them to hear update on that. But as soon as we have that update, also definitely we'll tell you about it and let you know what you need to do and how you need to go about it. And definitely we'll also be ready to assist you in the process. So I've spoken to you now about exit entry, which includes federal skilled worker program, federal skilled trade program, and the Canadian experience class. So next one I'll talk about is the study plan. The study plan, even though it's a temporary resident visa, can also lead to permanent residence. So what do you need to do? Come to Canada, study. So if you want to come to Canada study, you get admission, you process your visa, you are issued a visa, you come to study. After you have studied, you will be eligible to get post-graduation work permit of up to 3 years. And once you have that, you can work in Canada. This will give you extra points that will allow you to get any pool you find yourself. You'll be one of you will get extra points that will place you ahead of many other people in the pool, especially those that are outside Canada, because you get points for studying, you get points for working, and apart from that, you're also eligible for so many other programs that many other people are not eligible for. There's many programs in the provinces, even federal programs, that are for people that have worked or studied in Canada. So if you're able to come in to study, you can convert from a study visa to a permanent resident visa during the process of your study or after the process of your study is possible. You can reach out to us. We have so many videos. If you go to our YouTube channel or even our social media pages, we have done so many videos on this, so you can go and watch them, and I'm sure you would see a lot of videos that when you watch them, it will be beneficial to you. You'll be able to learn a lot from all the things that were posted in the past. So the next one I want to talk about is the Caregiver program. Right now, there are two categories. We have the home support worker and the home child care provider pilots. These pilots are still running. And right now, they are trying to fast track all the applications that they are doing. In fact, all my clients that were submitted their application last year, They're almost at the final stage. One of them got request for biometrics 2 days ago, and now one got request for medical. So at least they're fast tracking the process right now, and it's also one of the program. But for that program, if you want to come into the caregiver program, you need an employer in Canada to give you a job offer. So what do? Look for your friends, look for your family members who have kids, who have people that you can take care of. Reach out to them, and definitely, if you have for the home child care provider, as long as you have experience working with kids, you can do that. But for the other category, which is the home support worker, you might need some specialized skills. Maybe like you're a nurse. Maybe you're coming to take care of somebody that is elderly or that is sick. You might need some specialized skills for that. So if you don't have those skills, why don't you work on those skills? Work on those skills, get those skills, get somebody in Canada to give you a job offer, or go online. I've had somebody who got a job offer online. Yeah, it's possible. Go online, search for employers that are looking for caregiver, people that are looking for people that work in their houses as caregivers. Apply to them, and you might be lucky to get an employer that will employ you. And once I've gotten that, I tell you, you're on your way to Canada. You will first be given, for this program, you'll be given 3 years work permit first, which after 2 years, you can convert to permanent resident. And all your family members can come with you, your children, your spouse, they can follow you to Canada on this program. So that is one other program that you can look at. Now, the other one I want to talk about is provincial nominee programs. There are so many of them. All provinces have different programs. They have so many of them. So I cannot, if I'm here to discuss provincial nomination programs for one province, we'll be here for 5 6 hours just discussing. Let's not talk of discussing all the provincial nomination programs of all the provinces. But I just mention some of them that I picked some. I'll just mention some of them, and you can reach out to me later on if you want in-depth information about all the other ones. I can give it to you. Now, so Alberta, let me talk. I'm in Alberta, so let me start with Alberta. Alberta has been selecting people who have CRS score of 300 in a long while. So if you're the extra entry pool and your CRS is comprehensive ranking score, comprehensive ranking system score. That's the score. When you're in a pool, they rank everybody there and give each person a point. So if your point is 300, you might be eligible for Alberta Immigrant Nomination Program. Alberta has been consistently selecting people who have scores as low as 300 from the pool in a long while. So many of my clients got invite from Alberta, and you don't even need to have a job offer. No, you don't have. I've had clients who don't have employers in Canada or who never had job offers in Canada, and they got Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. They're in here already. Some of them were still processing their visas too, but their permanent residence visas, but some of them have landed. So it's not compulsory that you must have a job offer from an employer in Alberta for this program. As long as you have 300, you might be eligible for this. So if you have to go into any pool, go into the pool so that you might be selected. You might be lucky, you might be selected. As long as you understand, and if you want us to help you with it, we can help you with it because we understand a lot of things about it and can definitely guide you. There's one particular program I also want to talk about that Alberta introduced early this year. That's the Foreign Graduate Startup Visa Program. This is a new program for people that graduated abroad, not those that graduated in Canada. So if you're a foreign graduate, if you're a recent foreign graduate and you are willing to invest in Alberta, you don't have to invest so much money. You can use this program to come into Canada, really here. And you don't have to get an employer or anything, yeah. But it has its own requirements. But the first basic thing about it is you must be a recent graduate from an international university outside Canada. So if you want to use that program to migrate to Canada, it's possible, it's available, and we can guide you on that too. So let's go on to Saskatchewan. They also just they have so many programs. So, SIM, they've been bringing in people using their SIMP. They do draws Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. That's the name of their own program, and they've been conducting a lot of draws. And recently again they started a new program which they called the Saskatchewan had to fill skill pilots, and this scheme is going to start January. It's for skills that are hard to fill. So, what are those skills? We are aware of many of them. Some of them health, manufacturing, agriculture, construction, hospitality, and retail. Employers in Canada are finding it very hard to fill many positions in these fields. So, do you have skills in that field? If you don't have, you can go and work on it. You can go and register for a course in any of this field, get satisfied, get your degree in that field, and you might be on your way to Canada soon because you already have that skill. But if you don't have the skill, nobody will take you. So, do you work in health, manufacturing, or do you have education in health, manufacturing, agriculture, construction, hospitality, and retail, whatever? So, that might be a good option for you, especially this new program that they are trying to start in January, which they call the How to Fill Skill Pilot. It's a pilot program. So, and if it's successful, they continue to use it. The program will be a permanent program. So, and they also have their own program too, even though they're own. If you have the SIMP program allow requires if you have a relative in that province, you get additional points, which would likely fast track your migration process. So find out, do I have a cousin in that province? Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, just check. Do you have any relative there who might be of help to me? That's one of the things you need to do. Find out. And if you find out that have a relative, that might help you, give you extra point, and within a short while, by the time you have and that draw, you'll be selected. And once you are selected, you are on your way to Canada. So find out if you have any relative in Saskatchewan who can help you by recommending you and saying, "Oh, she's my relative, he or she is my relative, and I'm willing to support his or her application." Manitoba too has a program like that, but their own too requires that you have a friend or a family member in the province who has lived in the province and meets the minimum requirement for the program. So find out too, just like Saskatchewan, find out who are my friends. Do you have friends in Manitoba? Many of us have friends. We have friends. You can talk to them. And some of us also have relatives in Canada who you can talk to that can actually help you in that process. They can support your application, and very soon you'll be on your way to Canada. I have many clients who got invites from Manitoba this year. Manitoba too, for a long while, they were not hearing giving people outside Canada invitations to apply. But this year, I had many of my clients got invites from Manitoba, and we're currently processing their permanent residence. So it could be you. So you can reach out to us. We might be able to help you. The other one I'll talk about is Ontario. Yeah, Ontario. Ontario also has their own provincial nominee program, Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, and they have different categories. There's so many categories, but I want to just talk about the tech. They've been doing tech draws, looking for people in the technology industry, data analysts, computer engineers, computer scientists. If you're in the tech world, Ontario needs you. And if you're not yet in the tech world, why don't you go and acquire those skills? Acquire those skills, data administrators, and acquire those skills, then you will be looked out for. So there's so many programs too under Ontario that you can use to come in. But I just picked out the tech draws, the one for those in the tech field, to talk about it. That this is also a reading field. IT people are in high demand all over the world, and Ontario also knows that, and they're looking for them. Even New Scheme too, yeah. Regularly, they've been organizing what we call international recruitment events. Previously, they traveled to those countries to go and do these events, but because of COVID, they've been doing this online. So why not look out for um, your skill? Is your skill one of the skill that they require in that province? You might be able to get a job offer from an employer, and once you're able to get that from an overseas or while overseas, I've had clients who got it from overseas. It's not like you have to be in Canada to get it. You can get a job offer from overseas while you are away in your country of origin. And once you're able to get that, you're able to Canada. So because once you get a work permit, or once you get an employer to give you a job offer, you can even come in, start working there while you're posting your PR, and it can also be PR direct. So they regularly post these things online. So if you are not following us yet, if you follow us, you'll see many of these things that we post. We post about all these programs, and when we post them, all you just need to do is make sure you register for those programs, especially if like recently they had one for healthcare professionals, they had one for those in the skilled trades, carpenters, cabinet makers, and all of them. They have different categories that they regularly market and to tell people to register. And once you do that, you might get an employer that will give you a job offer, and from there you can start processing your PR to Canada. So the next one I want to talk about is the Atlantic Immigrant Pilot Program. This program was launched in 2017, but this week it has been made a permanent program. Yeah, permanent program, which means it was successful and they want to continue it. And what does the Atlantic Pilot Program entails? You know, if you it allows you to become PR of the regions that we call the Atlantic. This includes Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. So those are the four provinces that are under this. That's we call them the Atlantic region. So you can also use that to migrate. And now that it's a permanent program, it's good. The pilot was definitely successful. That's why they made it a permanent program. And now you can easily use that also to migrate to Canada. So I want to pause here and remind us once again to subscribe to our channels, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our handle is at TrueLink Travel. That's our handle, at TrueLink Travel, so that when we post anything or we have any events, you will actually be the first to get to know about it. So back to what we're talking about, easy ways. We're talking about programs that you can use to migrate to Canada in 2022. 2021 is almost ended. We're just few days to the end of 2021. Looking forward to 2022, which will soon be here. So the next one I want to talk about is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. This is also a pilot program. It's a community-driven initiative that allows you to come to specific communities that are in Canada. So Canada is trying to develop those communities. They want people to come in and stay there. Yeah, they want you to come in and stay in those communities. So and that's why the program is community-driven. You need to get a job offer from an employer in that community, and you also need to get the recommendation of the community from the community. So when you get that, you will be able to apply for permanent residence straight away, and you need to live in that community for a while. So that's another program that you need to consider. So what are you going to do on that? Reach out, check out the communities that are involved. Can you get an employer from there? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. You might even have friends and family members who live in those communities who you can link up with. If you live in a community, they might be active in that community. For example, my community, I'm active in my community, so I might be able to talk that, oh, I have a brother who is going to come and stay with me here or whatever. So the community needs to recommend you. So what are you going to do to get that? Go and find out. Maybe you have a friend, maybe you study in a community. You must do something. Something must attach you to that community for them to give you recommendation. So watch out for that. See, many of these things is a process. It's not just an event. So if you don't have those things at the beginning, you can start working towards them. You can put a plan in place, work towards them, and in a short while, you will achieve your goal. So the next one I want to talk about is the Startup Visa Program. Startup Visa Program. For this program, you must have an innovative business idea. You're actually coming to Canada to start a business. You must have an innovative business idea. You must have plans and that business idea must be able to create jobs for Canadians. And that potential and that program or what you want that business to must have the potential to compete on a global level. So those are the requirements for that. So if you want to set up a business that and you have an university business idea, you might be able to get investors here who might invest in your idea, especially if you have a good and if you have an university business idea. Yes, you might be able to get some investors to invest in it, or if you don't want to go through that process, and your idea is really very good, you might also be selected and you can get PR through that. We're presenting for many of our clients too. So if you want to reach out to us on that, you can reach out to us so that we can discuss how you can go about that with you too. So that's also a very good program. It's a unique program that allows you to come in Canada, open your business, and you can come with your whole family members, everybody, your children, your spouse, you can bring them with you when you are coming to Canada under the startup visa program. So that's what I want to talk about is the international experience class. International experience class. This category actually allows youths to come into Canada. So if you are between the youth, young professionals, yeah, it allows them to come to Canada and work for like 2 years. You know, you need to be between the age of 18 and 35 years to be eligible for this. So if you're above that, you're not eligible for that at all. And they have three categories. We have the internal COOP, which is International Internship Program. We have the young professionals. We have the working holiday. So these programs allows these youth to come into Canada, get the work experience that they need. And definitely if you have worked in Canada, that's an advantage for you for any PR process. It's a good advantage. So and they have lists of countries that are eligible. Not all countries are eligible, but there are so many countries on the list. But even if your country is not on the list, you can still apply. But this time around, you need to apply through what they call recognized organizations like ISEC. There's so many of them. So if you gotta find out what are their requirements. If your country is not on the list, what are the requirements of those recognized organizations? What they need. So you can go on their website, check, and if you have it, you can apply through them. If you don't have it, you can work on it. So you have to have a plan. If you're going to migrate to Canada in 2022, there has to be a plan. So what plan are you putting in place? So we're just talking about many programs, but you have to have a plan. If you already have those, if you have their requirements, fine, that's good. But if you don't have, then you can go and check. Oh, this is what they need. Okay, let me go and do this. Let me go and do that. Once I have that, then you can be eligible to apply, and you can apply for many of these programs. It's very possible. So these are a few of the programs available that I wanted to talk about. There are so many others. There are so many. I said earlier on that there are over 80 programs. Time will not actually allow us to discuss all of them in depth. But you can always reach out to us. If you want us to assess you, you can book a consultation. If you want us to assess you for any of these programs, we can help you with that. That is what I do. I'm licensed. I'm a licensed medical consultant in Canada, and I can help you with that. I can assess you and advise you on the best one that fits your profile and that you can use to come to Canada. So you can reach out to us, you can book a conversation anytime, and you are sure that we will be available to help you make a good plan. And in a short while, I can tell you, you would also be in Canada just as I am in Canada. So I want to encourage you once again to subscribe to our channels, our social media channels. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also on Twitter. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our handle is at TrueLink Travel. You can see it on the screen at TrueLink Travel. So that when we post anything or when we have any program, you'll be the first to get to know about it, and you will know all the things that is happening in Canada. We give regular updates on a lot of things that happen in Canada, and you will always get the updates as it's dropping. That's just it. So thank you for being a part of this program today. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family members. And as I said earlier on, follow us on our social media handles. Our Trolling Travel is a handle. It's Christmas period. Yeah, this is Christmas. Christmas is just a few days away. I also want to use this medium to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. It's a season of fun, season of joy, and I'm sure that if you work on the things I spoke to you about today, you would remember that, oh, you took the first step during this season, and by 2022, I'm sure it will give you the kinds of results that you expect. So if there are questions, I would take one or two questions. If there are, I'll take one or two questions now. So, just like I said, it's a season of love, season of Christmas is a time that well many of us look forward to. It's also end of the year. You know, it's end of the year, and it falls at a time where people come in and out to make and set goals for themselves, goals for the new year. And that's why we felt this is a good time to talk about the plans you should have towards coming to Canada in 2022. This is this is the a good time to start planning. You don't have to wait till 2022 starts before you start planning. No, it's a good time to sit down, reflect, and start making plans that okay, I want to migrate, I want to be in Canada in 2022. What are the steps I need to take? What am I supposed to do? What are the things I ought to do? Yeah, it's a good time to start working on it. And we are licensed to help you with that. As I said, I'm a licensed immigration consultant in Canada, so I can help you with your plans if you want to come to Canada. You want to visit, study, migrate, invest in Canada. I can help you with it. I've assisted so many people achieve that goal, and I'm sure that if I've done it for somebody, I can also do yours. I'm confident about that. So, so I have some questions here. Let me just pick some of them. Can you explain more on the Newfoundland and Labrador mission routes again for us? I'm very much particular about Newfoundland as my favorite migration destination. Newfoundland is one of the Atlantic regions, so you can use the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, which has now been converted to a full program. It's no more pilot. It's no more a pilot from January now. It's a full program. It's no more pilot. The program started 2017, and right now um, they made it a full pilot. This is the breaking news that came out this week. So you need to check out the comments for that program, which includes looking at employers in that province. So, what skill do you have? The skill you have is that is are those skills what employers in those provinces is that what they need? Yeah, if that's what they need, definitely you might be able to get an employer that would say, "Oh, I want this person because this person has what I want." But when you don't have those skills, it's going to be tough. Canada does not just want anybody to come over to Canada. They want people who will add to the economy, who will help them improve on their economy. So you can't just think, okay, you can't just think you don't have anything to offer and you want to come to Canada. It's going to be tough. That's a tough one. So if you have what they need, definitely you get an employer who would give you an offer, and through that you can also come in. Someone said I have skills in writing and catering services. What would you advise me to do, sir? Yeah, I would advise you try the Federal Skill Trade Program. Bakers are needed in Canada, chefs are needed in Canada. Catering is more about chef, cooks, bakers, and the likes of that. Yeah. So the Federal Skill Trade Program might be a good option for you if you have um, skills in catering services. Yeah. You can easily use that to come to Canada. Someone said I've done biometrics since May. No reply from them. What do I do? I need to know the program you applied for. Is it a visitor visa? Is it a study visa? Is it a permanent residence program? It depends. There are different programs, and I might be able to give you advice if I know the program that you applied for. If it's permanent residence, I explained earlier on that the Federal Skilled Worker Program has been, because of the pandemic, COVID-19 issue, has slowed a lot of things down. But right now, they are actually working to clear the backlogs of backlogs that they have. They have over 500,000 backlogs. They're working to clear that. Even if it's a tourist visa too, For those outside Canada, they put a post on that at the time, and they just kept piling them up, and right now too, they have backlogs of over 800,000. So um, it's going to depend on the program, and if you study, then it's possible to. We can always check that for you. We have gotten approval for study visas in 40 days, so it's possible. It depends. If I know the program, I'll be able to advise you specifically about it and talk to you about it. So our WhatsApp number, someone said I sent a message to you on WhatsApp. Okay. So you can reach us directly on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is +1 587 568 6124. Again, +1 587 568 6124. So if you have anything you want to ask us, just send a WhatsApp chat and we are sure that you'll get a response to your chat. We receive so much chat, so you need to be patient with us. We attend to all the chats as they come in, and we'll definitely attend to yours once we receive it. So say I want my daughter to do a master's in Canada. What universities will you suggest? There are so many universities, so many universities. So the question I will first ask is, what course does she want to study? What course does she want to study? That's it. So it's not about what university will I recommend. I want to know the course she wants to study. When I want to know the course she wants to study, I'll look at it. What grade does she have in school? Universities in Canada are very competitive. So we have to check, okay, is that course she's applying to competitive? Are they like going to give her admission? Well, we're going to advise you on all that. So there are so many courses. There are over 500 courses that can be done. What did she study in her first degree? We need to know all that. So it's not, when you are coming to study in Canada, it's not just like, oh, just give me any course. We need to sit down and talk. What course do you want to study? Okay, can you define that course? With that course, will you be able to use that course back home when you return? Even if you're not planning to return, you have to tell them you're going to return. So you need to find out, are you going to do you have a job offer from an employer in your own country that you return to? It's just not straightforward. There are so many things involved, and that's what we do with our clients. We sit them down, we educate them about it, and both of us would now agree. Oh, okay, this is what you want to study. We'll tell them the merit of that, so that we want to guide you well, so that you can get results. That's what we want. We want to get results with you, and if you return our service, we'll help you with this. That's what we'll do. So she can study any course she likes as long as she can defend it and explain why she decided to go and study that course. That's the most important thing. Why did you decide to go and study that course? You can change your career, you can continue in your line of previous study, and if you have a proposed plan for the future, you want to go and learn about it. Yeah, there's a lot that you can do as regards that. So there's so much about that. So thank you once again for being a part of this program today. I want to wish you once again a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Don't forget, as I said, to follow us on our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Our link is at TrueLink Travel. Thank you.